Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Hello, and welcome to episode 103 of the Field of Geeks podcast. I'm Josh.
I'm Joey. Hello. Almost forgot to do that.
Just before we get into the show, is there any recommendations?
I saw Death of Superman last week.
Just one part so far, right?
No, I saw it all. I saw the leaked.
Oh,
No, yeah, it's just the one part. They're doing
allegedly leaked.
We acted it out. I was Eradicator.
Did someone film this, I hope?
Yeah.
We could use it for a YouTube channel.
Uh-huh. No, that was pretty good. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but
What? He died?
Yeah. I was like, maybe he can get out of it. He'll be fine. Are you okay? Call 911.
He will be.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Reminded me a lot of BVS, like the fighting, and because at first the League tries to fight Doomsday because they don't really know what exactly it is, and Batman's just like grappling around. I'm like, this is pretty much the BVS fight.
Just like Ben Affleck.
I wasn't a huge fan of how they made it like modern, because like everybody had cell phones now.
Were they like filming it and stuff?
Yeah, and like it makes sense because like the League was wearing like their New 52 garb,
Right.
so it's fine. It was just like a little like nitpicking thing, but no, it was pretty good. I'd probably give it like a 3.5 or 4 out of 5.
So it's up there with their other animated movies? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Dark Knight Returns and Flashpoint are probably the perfect DC animated movies to me. Like this was, pretty good, and I'm sure 2 will be great with the whole reign of the Superman.
I've seen the making of. I prefer, and it's probably because of permissions and all that, but I just wish they would have animated it just like the comic. And yeah, like you said, bring it back to the 90s.
Jay Oliva, he did like Dark Knight Returns, and
Yeah, they honored that timeline, I think, didn't they? That was set in the 80s. I don't know if it actually said that.
well, that's what I'm
there's
saying.
no
Like
cell phones or anything.
that's what I'm saying. Like because
Yeah.
he worked with Snyder on Man of Steel and BVS. I'm pretty sure he's been all over Twitter talking about the Snyder Cut and like how it exists and everything, and kind of shutting people down, which is pretty cool. But I think if he were still attached to DC Animated, I don't think he got fired. I think he might just be doing other stuff. But if he were still attached, I think we would have gotten a more like true to the source material. I haven't read it, but I can see like, because they do the whole cape flag thing at the end. There's like 5 post-credits scenes because they have to tease all the Supermen. So you see Steel working on his shield,
Nice.
and then
That's my favorite.
I forgot where Eradicator came in. Oh, but you saw Superboy grab his jacket, which was pretty cool.
Do you recall who's voicing him?
Superboy is going to be Cameron Monaghan, I think. Monaghan or something from Gotham.
Yeah,
the
the
Joker himself.
Yes. Is he going to play it like Joker? Like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's a different take.
Yeah.
Is that all you got?
This is my only thing. No, that made me really excited. And then I can't remember his name right now, but if you watch Black Lightning is
The star of Black Lightning.
Yeah, he's going to be Steel.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, another thing, I didn't really like Rainn Wilson as Lex Luthor. No offense to him, like I think he's great. He didn't really strike me as a Lex Luthor type. Like, why didn't they get like Clancy Brown?
His voice pretty much sounds the same.
Yeah,
It could be Price though too.
it could be Price, and also like I can see where he could just sound more like a conniving, like slippery, billionaire type thing. It was fine. It was just like every time I heard him, I thought he was Dwight from The Office, which is probably like he's probably tired of hearing.
He's played Henry Mudd on Star Trek Discovery. He's a good actor,
Sure.
but yeah, that's a hard character to break for people to see you in a different light. It's like if you've always played villains and all of a sudden you're a good guy. It's like I don't know if I can buy that.
Or like if you played Sheldon and like people just want to cast you in bad things because you're bad. No offense to Jim Parsons, he's fine.
He was in
Just a bad show.
Garden State. That was before Big Bang. So
That's Zach Braff.
he was in that though too.
I missed that part.
Yeah, the animation looked it looked pretty good. I mean, I guess they can't. The comic was very detailed, so it would take forever to animate probably. But with computers, you'd think they could do a little quicker.
Well, I think they're just trying to retcon everything, make it all flow together. So like Justice League War, like that, it looked a lot like Justice League War and like Throne of Atlantis and stuff.
Have they been good on the continuity with all those films, or do they?
Well, they're all New 52, so pretty much,
okay.
yeah. But like Death of Superman can kind of fit in, and just like they can keep going after that. We'll probably get a black suit after all.
And maybe the hair.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, they're modernizing all the characters, but Steel looked really good to me. I don't know if he had a cape. Speaking of, the DC Universe is coming this fall, right? The streaming service.
As of right now, what day is it? What's the date?
It's the 12th.
August 12th. I think you can still pre-order it, and like you can do monthly, which is $8, I think, something like that. But if you pre-order right now, you get it for $75. Because you're pre-ordering, you will get an additional 3 months. So I did that. I'm getting 15 months for $75.
Wow.
For all the movies, all the shows, all the whatever stupid stuff I don't need in my life, which I'm really excited for.
Have they released a whole catalog of things they're going to have?
It just says like every movie, every animated movie, every
that's insane.
show. The comics I'm still a little tripped up about because like I don't see them giving those all away for free.
Be like old comics, not new ones.
No, I think there might be all of them. You just like there might be price differences for them. Like you can rent them or you can buy them. I think you can also. I saw something you can buy collectibles through them.
You're the only one out of the group who's got it so far, so you'll have to.
I don't know why. I'm the only one that's broke too.
Well, maybe Steve will he'll get on that too.
You guys all have jobs.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. I still have debt. If I had $1 million. If I had $1 million, I'd be rich.
You'd buy everyone a DC.
I'd be still broke.
A DC streaming service.
Yeah, you get one, and you get one.
But we do have to look forward to Batman Hush, which is coming out, which I'm very excited for. I just read that like maybe a year ago, and then I think it got announced like a few months ago, but then they just released like the teaser poster for it, which is literally just like Gotham rooftops, and you're like, there should be more, but I'm so freaking excited.
What can you give us a brief synopsis for people who haven't or read that story?
Well, it's the introduction of Thomas Elliot Hush. It's like Bruce Wayne's childhood friend, and it's also dealing with like his relationship with Selina, Catwoman. But like, there's been this masked villain, I guess, and I think there's like murders or something. I have to read it again before the movie comes out. But coincidentally, Bruce just happens to like find Thomas Elliot again, and they start like talking while all this other stuff is happening, and you're like, oh well, obviously. Who's this guy? Makes his face look like Bruce Wayne's. I can't remember if it happens in the comics or not. What? I know it happens in the Arkhamverse. I'm gonna get shit on for this because like I don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have Hush,
words lighten up.
Yeah. I hate you.
Hang up on everybody now,
Mom.
That'd be a surprise.
No, she's on every line though. You suck. All right, let's go to the next caller. You're adopted. No.
You're great.
Yeah.
Cover all corners.
Yeah.
Is it like a supernatural power, or is like makeup?
It's like I'm going by the Arkhamverse. And
okay.
In the Arkhamverse, he cuts off victims' faces and like tries to match it up to Bruce Wayne so he can like do all this crime, and then people be like, "Well, Bruce Wayne's doing all this crime."
Wow.
Yeah. It's very intricate, and I've got to reread the comics, and I'll come back in a few months and tell you.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say this is not gonna be for kids to see.
I don't know why people expect all cartoons are gonna be. Have you seen? I don't know, Rick and Morty. That's not for kids.
No.
Have you seen? Well, it's not cartoon, but Team America.
They
use puppets. They use puppets, and that's not for kids.
Oh, this is like
I don't know why parents like. Parents are so weird. They think all cartoons like, oh, these were children. And it's like, all right, well, these cartoons are literally having sex, but go ahead, show your kids.
They started out just for adults, and then kids just caught on. And liked them.
Same with comics.
Look at the earlier Looney Tunes. Holy crap!
I mean, comics too. Like everybody thinks superheroes are for children. Mm-hmm. Like both in a way of they think grown men shouldn't be obsessed with superheroes, and that children are entitled to superheroes. Mm-hmm. It's like superheroes were created during the wars.
Yeah.
So they wanted us to like get out of the depression a little bit, So
They help sell bonds.
yeah, but they're for the children. The way he lifted that car, that was for my kid.
Yeah, these dorks who like these characters. Hey, what's the fantasy football draft up to now? I get a trophy.
That's my thing too. Like I don't know why people think I don't like sports. They have like so many TVs on at work, and I'll just be watching a game. And be like, oh, do you like football? Yeah, I like football. Mm-hmm. Why do you have to ask that? I only played it for 10 years.
You can only like one thing.
Yeah, get in that box that you belong in, and you can only like those things.
Wait, it's a nerd, a geek who likes football. Like, what?
Do you like girls too?
You exist?
What?
You don't smell either. You shower? Ooh.
You have running water at your house?
People like put down people like going to cons and stuff. But like I said, yeah, they'll obsess over players and then they'll fantasize. And
It's not everybody.
Meeting.
It's not everybody. It's
no.
It's like I'm not being, hounded by people at work, because there will be people who, ask me about the movies that are coming out, stuff like that, and that's great. But like, I don't know, it just like irks me a little bit that it's like, oh, you like sports? It's like, yeah, I played sports for like 10 years.
You're like, look at me.
I don't play it anymore because I wasn't a prodigy.
You're like Joker. Look at me.
Why don't you play football? Because I'm 24 and I wasn't a prodigy and I didn't go to college for football. Sorry.
And I like my brain the way it is.
Jeez.
I don't need Will Smith running around stairs talking about me.
As Deadshot.
There's a crossover for you. Well, before we get into the rest of the show, happy birthday to Dark Knight. 10 years old.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Mm-hmm. Still remember going to see it at midnight up north. Mm-hmm. A little small town because we were so desperate to see it.
You guys got to the cabin like later than we did, I think. Mm-hmm. And we had called and asked if they were doing a midnight showing, and you showed, and you like walked through the door. I was like, "They're doing a midnight showing." You're like, "What?" I think because Eddie was there too.
We haven't even unpacked yet. Let's go.
Let's go wait in line.
I remember Mamma Mia was coming out the same day.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
and you asked that guy. Yeah. This is the line for Mamma Mia.
I was so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna tell a joke. Is this Mamma Mia? Guy was like,
he's like, dude, hell? He's like, dude, why are your pants down?
Yeah, well, that wasn't planned. I forgot my belt.
But our cousin was there too.
Yeah.
Eddie,
oh, it's fun.
I think he drove back or something at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And we were like, you were like, I can't really see anything, and I was like, the night is darkest just before the dawn. I can assure you, you're just like, oh my god. And I go, the dawn is coming.
But that was your like young kid voice.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was
fun. A good movie.
Yeah.
How old was I?
There was so much anticipation, and that was like one of those movies. Like it lived up to its hype. You had all these previews, and usually it's a disappointment. You know, maybe a little disappointment, but this was just. It hit every note just right, and that pencil trick. The whole audience went crazy for a guy getting a pencil through his eye socket. It was beautiful. You didn't see the violence. I think that made it worse.
Yeah. Is he okay?
He didn't get back up.
Get up! The odds are against you, but you can do it. Is that Pencil Eye Man? Is this the origins of Pencil Eye Man?
That movie set the tone for what we have now, good and bad. I mean, look at DC's still trying to figure out what they want to do.
Heath Ledger is not comic accurate Joker, so let's knock it off with comparing people to Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger's Joker, at least. Because, like, people, comparing Jared Leto to Heath Ledger's Joker, just shut up. You could compare them, but also you could just shut up.
Well, and they compared Ledger to Nicholson, too, back in the day.
Well, and they also didn't like him because he was in a movie about gay people.
Which one's that?
Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Insane to see the homophobia on Twitter. Because they're like, oh, Joker's going to make out with Batman now? It's like, no. People, these are fictional characters, right? It's like, you got to play that clip from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back with Affleck. Like, you guys got to understand, these are fictional characters. Fictional characters.
They're actors. A shitty actor would be one who doesn't act and actually enjoys doing all these things. And I remember that first image of Ledger, because I don't think I was huge on his casting. Because, you're going from, he did Brokeback Mountain. Knight's Tale was good, but he was like a teen heartthrob. And so it was like...
It kind of just like...
It was break
I get
casting.
where you're coming from, because like it seemed like it was just like an eye candy grab, kind of. Like
He just wasn't I just didn't. I mean, that's a big character. When they released that first image, though, that was like kind of off-putting. I was like, where are they going with this? Because he had the face was all screwed up. It was just his white face and the lips or whatever. But I like that look. It worked. Like everything worked. Sadly, when we saw that film, we knew we weren't going to get another performance from him. Right. That was pretty tragic. He got an Oscar for that performance, and I think that's that hasn't been easy for other actors to take on that character. You just got to do your best, make it your own.
Which, by the way, that's 2 Oscars for DC.
Oh, there you go.
How many for Marvel? I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, but Kevin Smith was talking pretty recent, but he was saying it would have been nice if Bale came back to the DC, like he joined this universe, and his Batman would come back.
No, that's a big no from me, Chief. Yeah, that would not have fit at all.
You would have to just like go all in, and he'd have to come out of retirement. You'd have to explain what happened to Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You may get Gary Oldman back as Gordon.
Some of it was Batman nearly died at the hands of Bane in Rises, right?
True. And now he's
going to go fight Superman or Doomsday? You're kidding.
Yes.
You are absolutely kidding me.
That's a good point. I think he was meaning like if they didn't do what they, obviously if Bale was in the role, he was going to dictate a lot of things probably. So
it's a big no for me.
The only tempting aspect of that is you had all this universe created before, like all this, like these 3 films, so you didn't have to go back and have the death.
Yeah, but it was so grounded in reality.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, I was like, okay, this fits here. If they ever like tried to add Superman or something, I just wouldn't really dig it because it's like it's so grounded in reality. Like this could really happen. Oh my God, there's a flying guy from space.
And then Bale would have been like, "You could have helped me, man. Did you see this bomb?
This whole city was under attack. You could have flown it.
We're just over the waters.
Yeah.
Hi. Come on over."
It's a no from me there.
Yeah, I'm mostly a no. I was tempted like, oh yeah, I think he did have those films. That would have been kind of neat. But
I think he was like in the nostalgia aspect of it because like a lot of people love Bale as Batman. I am personally not in that boat. The movies are great. I'm not dumping on Nolan. I'm not dumping on. I love Christian Bale, Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
He was great. Cillian Murphy, like all the villains, like did such a great job. And I mean, of course, Mike Cocaine and Morgan Freeman, they were both great allies in that movie. But the universe Zack Snyder wanted to set up, I can only see Affleck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like once we got a glimpse of these actors in these roles, I couldn't see Bale because like Bale was never like a great Bruce Wayne to me. I got that he was the realistic Bruce Wayne, but if we're talking about like the comical universe we want to, like the comic like universe that we're seeing right now, Ben Affleck looks like the comic or like the animated series Bruce Wayne. That's just how I feel.
I understand, yeah, and I love Irons as Alfred. I really hope for this solo Batman film, if they get Irons in there as Alfred and just dye his hair or something. I just hate for them to recast that. Supposedly Affleck is involved in the new film. They said that he most likely will be a producer. Who knows though? He's in great shape right now. So honestly, we don't know.
Here's another thing.
We don't know.
I'm gonna talk to you, the fans, whoever's listening. It's great to go on Twitter and see all these headlines about superheroes and stuff because I love reading about superheroes and like what's going to be happening in the next few years. You can't take anything seriously until someone from the higher up says something. So if WB says Affleck's out or in, I'll be like, cool, I believe it. If Reeves says that, if Affleck says that, got it. But if comicnews.org/Batman news whatever says, ooh, Affleck might be out, it's like I'm not gonna read into that. Well, I can't do it anymore.
I don't read into that either, but I know there's a lot of people out there who doubt he's coming back to it, given that this Reeves film.
But I don't know where they're getting that narrative from. I don't know where they're getting. I understand that he is probably tired of all the hate that he got, like that Batman vs Superman got, and all that. But that doesn't mean he wants to. I'm not saying I know that he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
But like a week or two ago, Reeves was at like some con.
He's still in contact with them.
Yeah, he's still involved. I just don't know to what degree. you just gotta relax, sit back, and let stuff play out. Because then people start jumping to conclusions, and then word gets around, and then like, you know, Affleck's probably like, well, people don't want me in this anymore. I'm gonna drop out.
Yeah.
You're here to hear first. Affleck's out. Well, no, even like Ray Fisher, he posted something on Twitter last week. It was like a poem or something. And it was kind of like sad and like talking about like taking stuff that life gives you and kind of like moving on with it. And people like immediately like, you're leaving Cyborg? You're not gonna be Cyborg anymore? And then yesterday or a day or 2 days ago, he was like, hey, I don't really like buy into this whole rumor mill thing, but this is about me. So I'm not leaving Cyborg. Don't have any plans to.
Wait, you're an actor?
If
you're
I
not
ever,
really Cyborg?
Well, and he was like, if I ever decide to hang up my, I think he said like pajamas or something like that, because like that's all he wears.
Smoke cap.
Yeah. He's like, if I ever decide to hang up the pajamas, you'll hear from me. And I was like, okay, good, thank you. Now people can shut up, because for a week people were just like, oh, like headlines were like, you know, doing the whole clickbait thing. Cyborg actor says this, doesn't want to return to Cyborg.
They've been saying that the Cyborg movie isn't happening, just given Warner Brothers releasing their slate of films coming in the future. So it's odd to me.
That is set in stone.
Well, it's odd to me that they're like, oh, he's leaving? Even though they probably said a while back, oh, the movie's not happening. The Flash will actually start filming in February. They say maybe he'll be in that. But like I said, grain of salt, I totally get it. But, you know, at this point, because it's in the news, it's like, well, what if it's true? Think that's a good idea? Not a good idea?
Okay, yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
I get that. It's a conversation starter, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
You
yeah.
want to see what people think about it.
Yeah.
But that's not what people are doing with that information.
No, I get it.
They're
Yeah.
they're like trying to twist the story into making you, well, first off, it's obviously for clicks. That's why people, you know, that's why news sites do anything anymore.
And if you click and read it, you'll see, like, for instance, Idris Elba has been rumored to be the next Bond forever, right? And obviously he's like 45. So by the time Craig does his last film, he's going to be 50. Close to it. Rumor mill kicked in again saying, oh, he may be back in play. Barbara Broccoli is supposedly interested. So if you click on that headline, read into it, you'll see that she told like Anton Fuqua, director of The Equalizer and Training Day, I think he did.
And Equalizer 2.
Equalizer 2. Which I did see this weekend. All he said was, she told him she thinks it's time for a black Bond. That's all she said. She didn't say him. He said if Idris was in shape, and I think he might have said younger, yes. But they took all that and put in the headline, Idris Elba is in talks again.
Here's the front runner.
Yes. And I'm all for that, but personally, it's an age thing at this point. Bond has to be in a certain age range, unless you want to do an older Bond. But we've been there, done that. So
who cares?
if you're a Bond fan,
but who cares if he's older? Like that doesn't make. He's not 80.
Well, I think
Like,
think the problem is what they did with the other Bonds. Roger Moore is the big example of this. You know, he was 57 when he stepped out, and he looked 77. But he was making out with like 20-year-old girls. It just was like, it just and. Obviously, the stunts and stuff, that's not him. You never saw him run or anything. It's like, at that point, let's just recast.
We're gonna have you run down the street. What is running?
There's scenes where he's
What's
just like
running?
he's just like, he's just like doing little maneuvers, you know. Obviously, today's like Tom Cruise is like the same age. He's not slowing down anytime soon.
No. Well, he did for a minute when he broke his ankle.
He still got up and finished the shot.
He's like, the show goes on.
It's insane.
I'm blacking out.
There's a lot of misdirection, and you know, we as a news show try to give you the facts, obviously, but at certain points when we don't know what the facts are, but we're getting glimpses of possibilities, you kind of have to go off that, but not say they're true. But Flash is happening February, and from my knowledge, they're moving away from the Flashpoint storyline, going for a more lighter tone. And I don't think we've really talked about that much. I just want the Flashpoint storyline, to get the Jeffrey Dean Morgan Batman. But that's just selfish, and you rush it. And I don't want to rush it. You know, I think you got to feel like these characters have, we've all come to know them before you go into that alternative, you know, the mirror-verse or whatever of those characters.
But you got to give him time to, this is even if he wants to bulk up, but he's like really skinny right now. Mm-hmm. Or not like really skinny, just like fit. But he's got to get like Affleck size, which he can. I mean, we saw that in Watchmen. He's an actor, so he has only time.
And he's aging, so it's like, hello, let's get him in the suit. And,
yeah, I mean, and it's like, again, if he wants to bulk up for it and whatever, and that's even if they want to do that.
He's been asked about it. He's game to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that, but you don't want to rush it, But I think there's other Thomas Wayne storylines they could have fun with. Yeah, Flashpoint, I don't know. It seemed like a good idea, but yeah. Unless they do aspects of Flashpoint. Which,
it's just not a Flash solo movie, I don't think.
No.
It's a whole Justice League movie.
Right.
Like, if they're going to do it at all, make it, don't do the Civil War route. Make it an entire team-up, or not team-up, but team movie. Because, like, Civil War was supposed to be Captain America, but that was pretty much Avengers 3.
It's pretty much like, sorry for Ultron. Here we go. Yeah.
And that was too much too
and it was good.
Too quick.
It was just, it didn't feel like a Cap. Because a lot of people are like, the Cap trilogy is my favorite. I'm like, yeah, but he kind of had a lot of help in that last film. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these characters just kind of, I think they have to earn more from the audience. Like, invest more investment before you change them. The aspect's kind of cool. Like if you made it like a Back to the Future movie, which I think that was. Yeah.
Back to the Future.
No, but like, his mom dies, all this stuff. And going off the Justice League, how his personality is and, where his father is, you could be like coming into his powers. So he's like, I wonder if I could just change one thing and not realize it would cause this ripple effect. But you don't have all these characters introduced yet. So that would be kind of difficult too. Speaking of, Ruby Rose has been cast as Batwoman.
Yeah, she already left Twitter because people are shit.
Yeah, well, I think you should almost do that anymore when you get cast to be in something. Just get away from social media. You don't think so? Given the trend right now, hey, I'm going to get cast in this. I feel great about it. I don't want to hear from other people who are going to be just negative. Like, I don't need that.
It's not hearing from them. It's being harassed. She was sent, like, threats by people.
Death threats?
I don't know. Threats.
Well, I wouldn't put that aside, yeah.
But, like, and there are people saying, like, she's not gay enough to be Batwoman.
Was Batwoman always gay, though?
Yeah.
Was she?
Kate Kane? Yeah.
Even in Mystery of the Batwoman?
That was a different thing.
Okay. All right.
That was its own, because it was 3 different women. I'm trying to remember what I read. I read, like, a thread about it on Twitter. It was people saying, like, she was, like, the low-hanging fruit of lesbian actresses. And I was like, I don't understand what that means. And then they were like...
They don't either.
Well, and they were like, it's the...
I just want to sound intelligent.
They were like, it's the lesbian that people are comfortable with. Like, that the heterosexual people are comfortable with.
They want Ellen DeGeneres to play Batwoman?
She was in
Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black, and like people...
Meg.
People were like, I have such a big crush on her. And like, all the girls were like, I'm lesbian now. And like, that,
Is she a singer?
The LGBT community kind of got like irked by that.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is like understandable.
Yeah.
But I don't think that warrants... That's not Ruby Rose's fault. Like, that doesn't warrant you to harass her for... She's just being who she is, and she wants to be, this iconic hero that nobody's portrayed before. And you're already shitting on it. You haven't seen anything from it. Mm-hmm. You haven't seen her in the suit. You haven't seen any footage.
Oh, wait. Just wait. You wait until those pictures surface. Just like...
Oh, no. Yeah,
it's like the new Flash costume. Oh, man. Greg...
which was a prototype, but people can, like, take their thumbs out of their ass quick enough.
But Greg Gustin had a great response, I thought.
Yeah.
He's pretty much said, fuck off, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Yeah, good.
I don't know. I get if you don't like CW shows, like, if they're not for you, that's fine. First of all, Flash isn't, like, a super bulky dude. Like, in the comics, like, sure, like, everything's exaggerated a little bit.
Well, even the John Wesley ship, he was huge,
Well, yeah, it was all, like, foam or whatever, the suit.
Well, yeah, he was shirtless a few scenes. He's beefing up. I
was like, damn, girl.
I was like 8. Mom's like, what's going on? We're both drinking a Diet Coke watching the show.
You bang them together like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You're like, ah. You just flip Mom up. Ah!
It's so hot.
Yeah, I can already see the hate coming from like her being in the suit and everything, but it's just like there's never been a straight white man, I don't think, who's had to delete his Instagram or Twitter because of harassment, because they've never gotten any. Like Stephen Amell, he's like totally fine because he's, Arrow. The girl playing Starfire had to disable her comments because she was getting racist comments. Rose from Star Wars had to delete her Instagram because she was getting harassed. Ruby Rose had to delete her Twitter. I don't know what it is about comic book fans that makes them such entitled pieces of shit. I don't know what it is. And I'm speaking as a comic book fan.
Be honest now.
I'm not holding back.
Don't hold back. Maybe hold back a little bit.
No.
No, I think
I said this. I think I said this when Rose. I can't remember her name. I think I said something like, "If you're listening to this and you were part of that, stop listening."
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that means bad stuff for me, like if Josh wants to kick me off for telling people to stop listening to the show, that's fine. I don't want to be part of a show that has a fan base that are just assholes. You know what I'm saying?
And I miss the fan base because there's no more. No, I'm kidding.
We have 2 listeners now.
Thanks, Mom.
Nah.
And Mom, she listened twice.
Yeah, she has 2 separate phones and she listens to both of them. But
no, I get it. Yeah,
I just don't. Understand.
Women are more objectified. So
no, absolutely. People think we own these characters. Like, okay, there's a Justice League poster right here. We own that. We own this picture of the characters. But we don't like have any rights to these characters. So Warner Brothers could do whatever they wanted. Mm-hmm. Like I think there's a report about Black Canary in the Birds of Prey movie being biracial. Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Who dares? Who dares? I've been growing up with Black Canary since I was a young lad.
Their parents are white as shit. Yeah.
it's so weird to me. I don't understand. It's like I think the only thing that anybody owes to fans is to make a good movie. Mm-hmm. And that's not even like the corporations like WB. They don't care about us. They do not care. They care about our money.
What? They don't?
No. Marvel cares about our money.
Still waiting for my phone call.
Fox, RIP. When they made movies, they only cared about our money. The directors, they cared about the vision. They cared about putting out great movies. The whole Josh Trank situation with Fantastic Four, he thought he was going to put together a great Fantastic Four movie. And then was it Fox? Mm-hmm. What did they do? They tripped up and they were like, "Oh my God, we gotta fix stuff. I don't know what's going on." Make Michael B. Jordan mean to the Thing in the very last scene for no reason.
It's pretty sad. Josh Trank actually sat down with Kevin Smith before the film was released, his Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. Well, Fox's Fantastic Four, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he did it was supposed to be like 4 parts. He did 3 parts. The movie came out, and that 4th part never happened.
Yeah.
But he basically said he had 3 major action sequences, and the start of the shoot, Fox took away those, and that's a big part of the script. You could say, yeah, he probably had an attitude on the set, but I'm pretty sure this shit would contribute to that attitude.
It's a warranted attitude, I think.
It's your first big movie. He came from Chronicle, which is very low budget, not a lot of attention until it came out.
A fantastic movie. I watch it every year.
Yeah.
Once a year at least.
So he's already got pressure. And
Annual Chronicle.
Yeah. It's like, hey, ready to film your movie here? All right. Well, we're gonna take these things out. So have fun. And if you're gonna have an attitude, then we're gonna be mad at you. And we're gonna.
Oh, we'll throw you under the bus for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, which is what Marvel did to Gunn, which was warranted again. Mm-hmm. Did we talk about Gunn already? Like last week?
No, it's kind of been I don't know. It's one of those subjects.
Want to avoid it?
No,
I don't. See the pictures that came out yesterday.
What pictures?
There's pictures of him at like a To Catch a Predator themed party, and he's dressed as like a priest with like women that are dressed as like little girls or something.
Really?
Yeah, and so people are like, "Oh, I can't believe I defended him," but there are still people defending him, no doubt about it.
The only defense is given is he worked for Troma, and if you look at Troma Films and that whole, people behind it,
yeah,
as long as they're not doing the acts, it's very demented humor. But
I don't know.
I know. See, that's
especially with the whole like
touchy.
Like, there's a picture of Bryan Singer at a party that was similar to that.
Yeah, and that guy's a piece of shit, so I understand that. Yeah, I know. Sadly, if Gunn didn't make 2 good like Guardian films, people would probably be like, "Get out!"
By no means I'm not defending him at all with the whole like, if he did any of that stuff, get him out of here. I don't care. I finally made up my mind on how I felt. For about a week, I just didn't know what to think about that. Yeah. I made up my mind, and I think I told you last weekend or something. I don't think people should get fired for joke tweets. Aside from like Roseanne Barr, because she was actually being racist in her tweets. This will work in later. She worked for Disney. She worked for Disney. That's going to be the underlying variable in any equation as to why you're getting fired. You work for Disney and you're racist? Bye. We'll throw you into the bus. Your show's canceled. Actually, we're going to bring back your show, but you're out. You're going to be dead. It's going to be about your family. Which I had a good idea about that show. I'll come back to that later. So James Gunn makes these tweets back in 2008, 2009, whatever. Then he gets signed on to Guardians, right? And I suspect Disney didn't really do too much digging in his tweets because Twitter wasn't what it was now at all. Like, Twitter was such a smaller thing back then to where it was like, I don't think Disney thought it was that big of a deal.
When did they hire him, though? What do you remember the
Probably
year?
Like 2013, 2014. I don't know.
But I thought Twitter was big then.
It was not as big as it was today.
Okay.
So, like, I don't think Disney expected any sort of backlash. But then, like, people were like, oh, what about these tweets? They sat down with him. They were like, you got to do something. And he apologized, which is fine. You apologize for him. They were jokes. Okay. He keeps them. He does not delete those tweets. So that shows me that he's okay with it.
Has that been confirmed, though? Like,
What?
Like, he was supposed to delete them, and he didn't delete them, I'm saying. Because what I've heard
Why
is
would you not delete them? I don't understand why. Because people would come back 4 years later, like they did. And albeit they were an alt-right, Nazi, whatever. Like, fuck those guys. But they wanted to take your work from you. And they did. Because all you had to do was delete those tweets. If I had that happen to me, I'd be like, I'm going to delete them because like that was stupid. I don't want that to interfere or affect my job in any way because I love what I do.
Yeah.
Again, you work for Disney, a kids company, and you make jokes about pedophilia. That's not going to go over well. They're going to throw you under the bus. You're going to lose your job. You deserve what you get if you're not going to be smart about it.
If I was him and that went down, I mean, I'm just saying, I've heard both sides, but I'm saying what I would have done is delete the tweets, obviously. But I know for a fact, this happens all the time when people, Roseanne might have even done it when she did that tweet, but there's been people who've tweeted things and they take them off right away, but they're caught still. People still.
Well, because that was so fresh, right?
Right.
That was a fresh thing that happened. If
you don't think back then people were actually going after people who, I mean, I guess he wasn't like a big personality yet when he did those tweets.
No. He was the director of Guardians, which is a big deal. So,
well, I know, but I thought these tweets happened before Guardians.
They did happen before Guardians.
I'm saying at that time he wasn't well known, so people
he wasn't well known. Nobody really knew what was going on. Nobody really knew what was going on.
Okay.
2014 came around.
Yeah.
People lost their shit because like they didn't want a guy who makes these jokes dealing with kid movies, and that's I totally understand.
Yeah.
If he had deleted him back then, and the alt-right posted those screenshots, if they had taken him back then somehow. And posted them today, Disney would have been like, well, he apologized, he deleted them, you took those from a long time ago, or they wouldn't have been able to take a screenshot at all, and he wouldn't be in this mess. But this is all for naught because...
Do you think they'd fire him either way, though, given like how scary the aftermath would be either way? Like, even if he did delete everything, they got screenshots, let's say.
No, because everybody
Disney
knows...
would have done that? Like, said, well, those were old... He's apologized. Like, do you think they just would have?
I think they might have because Guardians was making them hella money, and they would have done anything to protect him so long as he did what he needed to do. But he didn't do what he needed to do, and that became a liability for them. They want to get rid of all the bad stuff in their life. In their, that's why they don't. I mean, they had Song of the South for God's sake, and they scrubbed all records of that. I mean, you can still get it, but they're gonna not talk about Song of the South ever.
No.
So it's like, if he had deleted him back then, he wouldn't be where he is. He wouldn't be in trouble right now at all. I don't think people would bring it up and be like, "Why are you letting this guy?" But it's like, okay, yeah, this came up 4 years ago. He apologized. He deleted them. They were gross, of course. Yeah, you don't have to be friends with this guy. I don't really respect him anymore. He was so okay with keeping those tweets around. Had he deleted the tweets, I think it would have been a different picture than it is right now. So that's how I feel. Like, again, the variable is Disney. You're working for Disney, which owns 90% of stuff right now. You're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna get a job elsewhere if they decide not to. Bring him back.
This might be all for naught because Marvel's apparently talking about bringing it back on for, I don't know if it's Guardians 3 or another movie, and they might use his script. I don't know.
Well, supposedly Batista's like, I'm out if we don't use the script.
Bro, I love Batista. I've been watching him, ever since I got into wrestling. He's been one of my favorites. But he needs to shut his mouth because he's acting like Vin Diesel right now. He's not irreplaceable in this role. Like, you can get another bulky dude in there. Batista, you need to just shut up. You're not RDJ. You're not Chris Evans. You can't protest this stuff and expect Disney to bow to. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
I know. Yeah, it's a touchy subject, and yeah, it's
in that letter they sent out, the cast sent out a letter like supporting James Gunn, and like they were talking about like how he gave him like such a big break and everything. It's like, well,
I think they're also talking about like the good he did with other actors and stuff. Like,
but they were talking about them. They were talking like they were all saying like how he helped their careers. It's like Bradley Cooper was already a great actor. Zoe Saldana was
waiting for the next Avatar to start filming.
Well, she was like a
Star Trek,
Avatar. She was an alien princess, already.
Yeah.
Batista was a WWE
Pratt
star.
would still be on television. I don't think he'd be a movie star without that movie.
Maybe.
That movie forced him to get in great shape, which sadly makes you eligible for leading man parts. And totally broke that character that he had on Parks. So yeah.
I mean, Vin Diesel has the Fast franchise, so he was going to be okay.
Well, I'm sorry, we don't need his voice, but whatever. That's another Batista thing. Take it or leave it. Like, I don't really care. I mean, I'm Groot. I think anybody can do that. Sorry, but you can.
Yeah, but he recorded it in 1,000 languages.
Which all sound the same.
You don't know, you didn't listen.
You weren't there. Yeah.
This isn't me dumping on Marvel, dumping on Guardians. I loved the first movie. A lot of people don't like the second Guardians movie. That movie makes me cry.
That movie,
every time at the end.
It's a sequel that dives more into emotion, probably, you could say.
Yeah, but it's still a little too jokey for me. But it wasn't as bad as Ragnarok.
Which a lot of people praise, so maybe we're wrong. I don't know. I like Ragnarok, but I wish there was a filter, let's say. Too many damn jokes.
Our home's burning down. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been. It still was.
It
kind
just seemed
of
like there was no threat. Like I got that there was, but everything was a joke every 5 minutes. So I was like, is anybody gonna die or like, does this matter?
Well, when Hulk goes against the fiery god thing, and Thor's like, Hulk, you idiot, come back here, and it's like that thing would probably incinerate the Hulk, but he didn't. He just threw him back onto the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my biggest peeves, and we'll move on, is when this would have been such a badass moment. Yeah. When Bruce Banner says, I got this, everything's gonna be okay now. You want to know who I am? And when he jumps out, Hulk out. That would have been fucking awesome. But instead, and it was funny, but not the right movie to do.
I think it was supposed to be like a callback to the Edward Norton.
I guess, but moment. He didn't just bounce off the ground, Like, I would take an expression in midair over thump, and his eyes are open, like he looked dead. So it's like, is he zombie now? What's powering Bruce Banner? Like, he broke everything.
Yeah,
like
it's almost as if it's like a comedy.
Wouldn't that have been a badass moment though if they followed him out of that ship as he's coming down and he's turning into the Hulk and he just like gets into like a cool pose and just like plummets into the
yeah, but that wouldn't have been silly.
I know.
I want to laugh.
Again,
I love laughing during the final battles.
Like you said, I don't own the character, so
that's true.
Yeah, I know. I don't like how it ends. That's my biggest problem with a lot of these new Marvel films. They end too quickly. Like, it just doesn't feel like a proper end. It's not subtle. And it might be because they have all these end credit scenes, maybe.
Oh, is it because he was okay with that dude just destroying Asgard or something?
No, well, it's just like, where should we go now? And they're playing the nice, subtle music they played in the first Thor, which is a beautiful score. Where should we go now? And, yeah, they did. He asked Korg where he's from, and he went into
Rene
that.
Russo and Anthony Hopkins are dead. What the hell do we do now?
And he just goes, Earth it is. Bum, 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 and it was just like, boom, 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 credits. Like, can we, like, maybe see the ship fly that way? I don't know. I'm just picky, but it just, to me, it seemed like an abrupt end. Like,
yeah, and it was also a serious moment. And you're like, And then Korg comes in, and he's like, "Oh, Meek, he's dead." And
I sat on him.
And I'm like, I don't care about this.
Again, it's if Monty Python put on a Thor production, that's your movie.
That's what it would be.
And it'd be great.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, I enjoy it more than Iron Man 3. I'll say that.
It's not really a tough act to follow.
That's my recommendation. Speaking of Marvel, Samuel L. Jackson and Colby Smulders, they're going to be joining Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, yeah.
It's great to see, it was great to see her back. They don't use her much, and Fury's kind of been out of the mix for a while. We got to see him, spoiler, at the end of Avengers. That was...
Like Spider-Man Fart From Home. I'll say that if it's a bad movie.
I think it'll be pretty cool. You're going to take him out of New York, though. That's interesting.
I love how people are saying they want Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Venom in the Venom movie. Beat by a custodian with wings.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how he's going to take on a symbiote.
No, he wasn't a custodian. He was a scrapper dude. He picked up...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's so much better.
Well, you deal with bigger equipment.
I guess. But still.
You got a plan.
But still, he was beaten by him. Did you, if you watch that movie, he doesn't beat Vulture. Vulture's he overheats his pack or whatever and almost dies. He saves him. Great. Does not beat him. So you want him to go up against Tom Hardy's Venom. All right. That'll be the end of the Spider-Man movies.
The only thing it would be smart on Sony's
I want
part...
Andrew Garfield. I want Andrew Garfield back as Spider-Man in the Venom movie.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That would be good.
That would be crazy if he shows up.
If he took on the Lizard, I think he could be okay against Venom.
If I was Sony and Marvel, I would allow them to use Tom Holland just as Peter Parker. Maybe not say that's Peter Parker, but just put that little nugget in there so it's a possibility. They could always play with it, or it's just for the fans, basically. Oh my God, that's cool. Or just show up where Eddie Brock works. He works for the Bugle, right?
Maybe.
If he does, Parker comes in and say, "Hey, I'm trying to sell some photos." I don't know.
And he turns into Venom and goes, "Ah."
I'm pissed at Sony because it's they got all the toys, right? But they entrusted Marvel to make Spider-Man successful for them because they just don't know what the hell they're doing. They panic, and then now it's oh, that was a great movie. They did a good job of their character. Maybe we can play some more their movies. And it's no, maybe not. I don't know. Venom looks all right.
And people just want the Marvel Universe to be together so badly, which is really annoying. And now that it's happened, there's talk about they're going to discard all the non-family friendly movies. So Deadpool might be gone. Alien franchise might be over.
I've read about they won't release as many movies because they'll go up. They own everything. They go up against. They're competing against each other.
But people wanted this so badly, but they didn't understand what the repercussions would be. Mm-hmm. And now we're not going to get a bunch.
But again, we had no say in it as fans, honestly.
Right.
It was going to happen either way.
But people have been pushing for it for probably 10 years now. Mm-hmm. And now that's finally happened. It's they might not want to make rated R movies, and that's the report coming out right now.
But Disney does make rated R movies under different production companies,
right?
So it's
but
possible.
They might want to discard all these because they don't want to be associated with them. My thing is, they should just sell them, sell those rights to different companies. You make a lot of money. You don't lose anything from it. You lose the franchises, I guess. But
continuity is popular now. A universe movie is popular, so to get all the characters back, that's probably why they want to do it. I mean, I get Marvel wanting that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if they need all the alien films and stuff like that. Yeah, I could see them selling those off, but I don't know. I think they're going to get too powerful, honestly. I mean, they already are. Let's face it. I don't know. Maybe we'll just be the United States of Disney someday. Who knows? Mickey Mouse will be the president.
Jesus.
I don't know. It's crazy. I'm anxious to see. I hope they do more with Kobe Smulders in that Spider-Man film. Samuel Jackson, yeah. More Nick Fury, the better, I think. He's going to be in Captain Marvel, so that'd be pretty cool.
What if Nick Fury...
Is David Hasselhoff?
No, what if Nick Fury just rips off a fake mask and he turns out to be Tony Stark and he's just Iron Man in the Spider-Man movie again?
And he rips off Colby Smulders' mask and it's his hand.
Yeah.
He's like, ha, I'm both.
He's been a puppet the whole time.
He's still bleeding from
Colby
Avengers.
Smulders.
Like,
Yeah.
Gotta change my Band-Aid.
They should have played Dust in the Wind at the end of Infinity War. That's all I'm going to say.
Is there a clip out there on YouTube with that?
Maybe.
It should be.
I just imagine Tony Stark being like, "What do you want to listen to? Dust in the Wind?" And when he's talking to Tom Holland in the next Spider-Man movie.
As he's leaving? Or the next Spider-Man movie?
Yeah. He's like, "What's your favorite song?" "Dust in the Wind." And Tom's just like, "I don't feel good."
My God. Tony, I don't think it's a good time to listen to music. Shut up. I got Star-Lord Zoom here. Star Trek news. This is big. Jean-Luc Picard is back, confirmed by Patrick Stewart at last week's Star Trek Las Vegas Comic-Con, which Joey was at. Mm-hmm. No, I'm kidding. He was not. God, I'd love to go someday to those
Can't wait
cons.
to see him use the Force. It's going to be great.
Oh, my God. This is terrible. It's been 20 years since we last saw his character in Nemesis, which wasn't a great end for that character. I'm just... Like, he survived, but just the movie was not a good way to go out. It's going to be maybe a year or two before we see it. They're still working on it. There's no scripts. They're just working on storylines. So Stewart seems very excited about the project. You know, he had his doubts in the beginning. He told him back in February, like, no, I can't play the character again. But something changed, and he said at the time he got offered.
They're like, please.
All right, fine.
All right, fine.
He just called Fox, like, hey, are we making another X-Men? They're like, ha ha ha. He's like, all right, I guess I'll do Jean-Luc Picard again. So, yeah, I'm excited. That made my day. I just can't wait to see it.
I'm excited for when they make him like a gritty old Picard, and people lose their mind. I'm like, no, he's not Picard. He's not my Picard.
Oh, you're gonna get that.
He's bad. He's like Batfleck. Why is he all sad all the time?
That's why
I hate that show.
That's why Stewart stressed, though, like, this is gonna be a different Picard. He might not even be a captain anymore.
But people weren't listening to that.
I know.
They're so blinded by the fact
he still said it, though. It's not like he's gonna hey, I'm gonna just be like the old guy.
Yeah.
I'm there either way.
Make it so, motherfucker.
CBS All Access, they're really investing in Star Trek, which is great as a fan. I heard they want to do a whole year-round Star Trek. As long as it's good and they don't, like, oversaturate and kind of just cut corners. It looks like they got a bright future. Season 2 is coming. They're doing some short films. Very excited. Going over to the movie side, Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth, their negotiations have broken down recently. They were going to be in Star Trek 4. Obviously, that whole story is centered around those two characters because it was going to be a father-son story. Hemsworth returning as George Kirk, from 2009. He had that brief appearance. The whole cast was returning, and as of right now, those two actors are not part of the film, which I see it being worked out eventually, because you don't really have this film without those two guys. It'd be stupid to recast them.
Just make Tarantino's Star Trek movie and be done with it.
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Be done with Star Trek movies for a while.
I don't know if that will ever happen.
They're making it right now.
No, he's doing...
No, they're making it.
Oh,
it's
whatever.
Secret production.
Like Spider-Man 4, starring Tobey Maguire.
It's already written, and it's going to come out next month.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it.
The word is Paramount trying to keep the budget down. That's why these two guys are huge stars now. They're both in the DC, or one's in DC universe and the other's in Marvel universe. So they're used to the big paychecks and the sequel possibilities. So word is Paramount's like, hey, this isn't like those films, which is stupid because it's like CBS All Access right now is doing that. They're making these universe properties.
CBS All Access is all the rave right now.
I think it's getting a lot of subscriptions. It's catching on. So not to say it's like, as good as Netflix, but it's not terrible.
Yo, man, did you CBS All Access last night?
Yeah. I can't wait for Magnum PI.
Yeah.
I am so excited. No, I'm kidding.
What?
No, I'm not excited about that.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Smells like it's already been canceled.
Just the pilot. Mm-hmm. And he's gone. All right. Yeah, so basically Paramount's keeping the budget down. They've always done that. They have a huge track record of doing that. Going back to the motion picture film, they put a lot of money into it. Very nice, expensive sets, and then it didn't do as well. So luckily, Wrath of Khan was a great film outside of the budget restraints. But I see them giving into their demands. I mean, they'd be fools not to. Beyond didn't perform as well, so that's also a reason why the budget's going down further. So, yeah, I would say Paramount would be wise to invest in these actors. You get a good film and good returns, and you should treat it like a universe film because there's so many characters you could do. This current timeline they're doing in the films is in the past, so you could totally go forward and include new characters, new new ideas or ideas that have already been explored before but now it's got a massive budget behind it, so you could really make something.
It's in the past.
The new Star Trek films are in the past if you compare it to the whole canon, because remember they went back in time, and this is like it's a paradox film set of films, but it's in the past. It's when Kirk and Spock were young, because they aged in the canon. And then you had Next Generation.
I just look at it as that's in the now. That's in the present. And then Spock is just from the future.
Yeah, you could look at it that way too, but...
That's how I do.
But you have Next Generation.
I don't care about Next Generation.
You're preaching the wrong choir.
I don't watch all that Star Wars stuff.
Oh my gosh. Star Wars, Jon Favreau's live action show is going to get a $100 million budget. It's very exciting.
Yeah, people already hate it.
Oh, yeah, well... Did they see it yet? They don't have to, right? They used the Force, and it told them this is not going to be good.
All my midi-chlorians are telling me that this show sucks.
No, they don't. I don't actually think they buy into that.
No, I know they don't.
No, they don't. But this show is going to take place between Jedi and Force Awakens, which I think that's a great time to place the show,
Yeah.
Unexplored territory, so
yeah.
I'm sure a lot more
People
bitching will happen.
Where's Luke?
He's not my Luke. Supergirl. I guess that's going to be a film they're working on.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
That's exciting, right? Who would you cast as Supergirl? If take away the CW one, because that's not going to happen.
No, I know that. I mean, they used a different Superman in that show, so...
Oh, that's true.
I didn't expect her to be Supergirl.
You still have fans, though. They're like, oh... They're still saying the Smallville guy should have been...
Yeah, they're stupid. I don't know.
You heard it here first.
Well, I mean, like, if Grant Gustin wasn't going to be the Flash in the movie, which I didn't want in the first place, like, then they're not going to do that with the other CW shows. They already announced it's going to be its own thing. They're pretty much like, shut up.
Well, it comes down to, I think, like, if they put these guys in a movie, they are basically accepting what we've seen of them versus, like, they want to do their own thing and do it more cinematic, with a bigger budget. They would have to give into all the TV show.
Well, also, ever since I heard that, like, Zack Snyder kind of just had the whole 5-part story arc, and then he was kind of going to be done. He was going to let DC do whatever they wanted, like, afterwards.
Yeah.
I look at, like he casted Ezra Miller. I look at that as, like, that was part of his plan. He didn't have any plans to... He wasn't trying to, like, disparage the shows at all. He was just like, this is my story plan I want to do. They're letting me do it. Like, this is what's going on.
Well, and the filmmakers they're not watching the TV shows. They don't have time.
No.
So it's like, why would they... Oh, yeah, this matters. We got to include this and that.
It's almost like fans are entitled again. I feel like I'm just...
What are you saying? No.
I don't know. After being a fan of, comic book movies and superheroes for so long, it just gets annoying. People that get mad about this stuff, people that still go online talking about how BVS is like, oh, it's a terrible movie. And it's like, really? It's been 2 years since it came out and you're still talking about it there, bud. So it did something.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it sucked.
Sucked balls. Which I have. I'm a man.
Honey, your TV dinner's ready. I'll be right
back. Mom, shut up.
When are you going to get a job? Shut up. I'm blogging.
Let me tell you why.
You don't have a computer.
I'm on my phone.
It's a flip phone.
Mom!
You're a loser.
Fans just get annoying after a while. Like you said, they bitch and just like...
Well, we do too. We're fans, right? So
right.
Yeah, we're part of the problem.
I guess, but like, it's not... I don't do it to the point where people leave Twitter.
You don't take a week off work like, I got to think about that.
Yeah.
I got something to say.
I got to write a perfectly worded letter to Twitter. I have an opinion on this, and people need to know.
Your dermatologist is on the phone. Shut up! It's not a mole. Oh, God, that's fun. Yeah. No, I get it, though. Yeah, I know. It's, like, exhausting anymore. It's like, okay, whatever. Cast this, cast that. And then you have studios like, oh, I don't know if we should.
But, I mean, like, okay, so the DC was pretty much they pretty much owned Comic-Con this year because Marvel, wasn't there, so they didn't have the whole like head-to-head thing.
Mm-hmm.
Before Shazam or Aquaman trailers came out, people were like, "Oh, it's gonna be shit. CGI's gonna be shit. This movie's gonna suck." It's like, okay, well, let's see the trailer, and then you saw it, and Atlantis looks great. In Aquaman, everything I thought that movie looked great. Like, and it's still gonna be.
I'm happy with what I saw.
I am too, and it's still under production. Like, they're still fixing. Like, James Wan wants to perfect the VFX, and I thought it looked great. You saw people like, "Oh, it looks like shit."
Again, what did the director just say? You dumbass! He wants to improve the effects.
Yeah,
shut up.
And it's like they're just talking underwater. It's like, yeah, it's like you watched the trailer, huh? You're a very perceptive man.
The only thing I picked on, and again, it's not completed, but when they talk, I want to see bubbles. It's just like, you're underwater.
Who cares?
It just takes it away from where they're at.
Okay, but if they can breathe underwater...
But I'm not going to protest the film.
If they can breathe underwater,
yeah,
then, like,
it'd be a lot of work.
It's like that IGN... Have you ever seen that IGN review of, like, I think it was like Pokemon or something, but they gave it a 7 out of 10, and it just had too much water. So someone made a joke about, like, rating the trailer. They're like, 7 out of 10, too much water.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, like, when those trailers came out, people were still just complaining, and they could have been Marvel fans, it could have been DC fans, it doesn't matter. They were still hating on this movie. I don't understand, like, if you go in, like, so there's a beer at the fair this year, and it's like pickle flavored, which sounds gross to me.
The Iowa State Fair.
The Iowa State Fair, which sounds gross to me because I don't like pickles, so I'm not going to spend my money on it. But they're like, they interviewed him, and he was on the news. The guy who was like selling them, he said, "Yeah, the only bad reviews are people who are saying like they chase it and they go, I just don't really like pickles." And he goes, "Well, it's in the name." It's like if you go into this knowing you're not going to like it, you should just don't waste your time. It's like the people that, if you think Disney is ruining Star Wars, which is so funny to me, people lose their mind about, Disney's ruining Star Wars, they're making it all social justice warriors. I love seeing that. It's hilarious.
It's like, how many films did we have before Disney took Star Wars and made films from it again? Like,
yeah.
Your prequels, I don't think you were happy about those either. So
yeah, exactly.
What the hell are you bitching about?
Exactly.
Mickey Mouse didn't show up in a lightsaber.
There's a guy I saw, he commented, he's like, he hated the direction Disney was taking it, and my friend was like, well, I don't think you should waste your money then. Don't give them your money, don't support them, don't go see the movies. She's like, no, I went in with my last string of hope, and Disney let me down. It's like, you knew you were not going to like this movie. You knew you weren't going to like this product, and you still went to see it. This is on you 100%.
Yeah.
I just don't understand.
I know there's a lot of stupid people in this world.
How did we get here? Who's going to be Supergirl, right?
Yeah.
Is that what started this whole thing? Ow.
She'll be hated. Either
way.
way.
No, absolutely. I can already see whoever it is leaving Twitter because fans are shit.
Jennifer Lawrence is Supergirl. I'm kidding.
I mean, that's a viable choice.
She's too big.
Huh?
Like, she's just too big of a star, I think.
Okay.
No, not that she's fat.
Pretty cute. Just a little too fat.
I didn't say that.
That's all I heard. She's too big.
Your cholesterol is up. Shut up, Mom.
The doctor's on the phone. Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. I gotta go. The doctor's telling me my penis is too big. I'll see you later.
It doesn't exist.
That just means they can't measure it on the scale. So
I'm not going to have grandkids. Damn it, Mom. This is my life. I'll pause my game.
I can't pause. It's online. You know that.
I can't save it either. That's because it's a Nintendo. We're cheap. This is brought to you by GameStop.
This episode should be titled "Dammit Mom."
Damn it, Mom.
Or something. I don't know, something like that. That's a good bit, but
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure whoever they cast, it's gonna.
You asked me who I wanted to cast. I'm trying to think.
I know. I'm trying to give you some
doing
time
the mom.
here.
You keep doing the basement dweller bit. I can't think.
That's real, man. That's real.
Yeah, I know.
It's real.
All right, Kevin Smith. Now Jennifer Lawrence. I can see people like already casting her, I guess, but
Sharon Stone.
ooh, the girl from Kingsman, who gets
Oh,
who gets,
yeah.
Is it Lancelot?
Yeah, I
Does she
think
get
so.
Lancelot?
Yeah.
Well, whoever it is, she takes Eggsy's. Like they're trying to get the spot, and she gets.
She better be in 3. That's just a sideline topic.
She could be the
but-
villain. She'd be like Two-Face.
No, she's a good character. Damn it! Why
But they let her die.
Why?
They let her die.
Stupid.
But no, I think she'd be a good Supergirl.
A little short though, maybe.
I mean, Supergirl's not. She's not like Big Barda. She's not 100 feet tall.
Oh, I'm Supergirl.
No, Big Barda's a real character. She's a DC character.
Oh, sorry. I don't...
Read up on it.
Okay, I have time.
You entitled piece of shit. Who do you cast?
Who would I cast?
Yeah.
What? They have to be a blonde already, or they would
They
dye
like dye their hair.
Dye their hair.
I mean, that girl isn't. She's like a dirty blonde. They could just dye it.
Yeah. God, that's tough. Ugh.
And they have to be able. I think like.
I would say, okay, this is what I would do. This is what I do. Jessica Chastain. She's got the jawline for a good superhero to me. But she's a little old, I guess. So.
She's older than Henry Cavill.
Is she?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
All right, well, let's just do one film.
I'm gonna check
That's
because
the age.
This is gonna be the one episode she listens to, and it's just
Yes.
me.
Well,
Damn, she's old as shit.
and we'll come back, but Fox Disney, of course, that takeover is happening. Disney has said that they're going to release any completed Fox films or ones that are in production currently. X-Men Dark Phoenix, that's been rumored to
Yeah,
be...
she was born in 77. He was born in 83.
Whoops. It still could happen, right? Well,
I'm just saying that's not good.
Supergirl's older, though. If you go by the CW, right? She's... Wait, no. Shit. She was older on the planet, but she...
She went to the Phantom Zone.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that.
So what if it's the opposite? Cal goes in the Phantom Zone.
Oh, that'd be stupid. We already saw him not.
You're fired.
We already saw him not go in the Phantom Zone. Why would he go?
I don't know.
That would make no sense.
Well, okay. If you take... all right. 10 years younger, let's say, Jessica Chastain. There you go. Perfect.
No, you can't. We're not gonna get a time machine and get young Jessica Chastain. You
They
gotta.
can make her look young. I'm kidding. I don't know.
This movie sucks already.
That's tough. But she's,
I'm gonna go see it and hope that it's good though.
Yeah, I just don't have the answers. I'm just going to wait till they cast and I'll just bitch about it. No, I'm kidding. But Jessica Chastain is in the Dark Phoenix, and that's going back for reshoots because the Disney, they're going to honor this film and make it like be a good last effort for the X-Men before Marvel does it right, probably. I'm going by rumors here. Supposedly people have leaked the whole movie, and they say it's just like Last Stand, which, if that's true, I'm glad they're doing these reshoots. It's going to be 3 months worth of reshoots.
I've heard, I heard
So it's a
something
big.
different.
It's pretty much changing the film. They have
I
to
heard
be.
I heard something different. I heard that it's not gonna be 3 months. I heard that filming was 3 months, but they're doing reshoots right now.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what to believe. That's
From
why
what
that's why I don't buy into this crap.
From what I read, if this is true, then this
No,
is,
I read it too, but then I read something else that
Yeah, I know. Everything contradicts itself. It's crazy, but from what I read is they're going to take 3 months to film, do the reshoots. The original film took 3.5 months to film, so that tells you if that's true, they're pretty much redoing the whole film. But if those leaks are true,
I wasn't really banking on this movie anyways. So
when I first saw the production stills in Entertainment Weekly, they looked really good. Like,
yeah, but
I
it's
was
just
like,
the fact that
a
it's
lot
taken
of color.
like
I'm
2 or
like,
3
I liked
years
it.
now.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I think everything's kind of fizzled out for caring about these cast members because it's like, well, Marvel is not going to use these people. No way. They're going to start all new, and they're hopefully going to give us a Wolverine in a costume, which I'm dying to see. But you're not. You like the black leather.
I just hope they can give Wolverine a break for a bit. I mean,
No, I don't want him to be center. I think they that's been something
I don't even
really
want him
messed
in,
up on.
I just don't want him in the movie at all right now.
Well, you just never got Cyclops as a leader in those films. Once Wolverine came in, it's like Wolverine's pretty much the leader. Everyone's listening to him. So if that's true, though, about all these reshoots and they're fixing the film for the better, then I'm all for it because I would like them to end on a high note. I think there's potential for that. But, I really loved Days of Future Past. That was That was awesome. And they probably should have just stopped there, but they didn't. So, yeah. I don't know. They're just kind of in a weird spot. And I have a big problem with the new suits. I knew this was going to happen with Apocalypse when they showed those stills of them in these suits that look just like the 90s almost. You know, not exactly. I was like, that's probably going to be at the end of the film. Mm-hmm. And it was. And then I'm like, okay, next film, probably not going to see these suits. And like, of course, we're not. Just yellow X's across their chest. It's like sweater vests. They went to Old Navy. And they're like, I'll take 5 of those. And we're going to put an X on them. That's my peeve right there. So I want to see them in those damn iconic costumes. And just give it to us, man. That's all I'm saying. Right?
I don't really want to see the X-Men making jokes every 5 minutes, so...
They didn't last time.
If they're going to be in the Marvel Universe...
Oh, it's going to be like Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Wolverine's going to cut some guy's hand off like, I got a question.
He's going to be like...
No blood,
yeah,
though.
He'll be like, hey, bub. And then...
Time's up for you.
Well, and then Mark Ruffalo will be like, you just call me boob? Like boob? Like boobs? Like women, girls have? Boobs?
No, it's going to be like, hey, bub, there's a storm coming. Hey, Storm, what's up?
Ew. Gross.
No, not like that.
That was my favorite part in Mission Impossible 6 when he hands Tom Cruise that letter and he's like, fate whispers to the warrior. And then Tom Cruise goes, a storm's coming. And then he goes, and the warrior whispers back. Tom Cruise goes, I am the storm. I wanted to pan back to the guy. He just goes, ooh. He just cringes like, ugh. TMI.
I am the storm. That's my new message on my machine. Mm-hmm. This is the storm. I don't know. Well, you could go back to the first X-Men. That great line Halle Berry said that still sucks. What'd she say?
Hi, Logan.
No, yeah, not that one. No, she's like, do you know what happens to a toad when struck by lightning?
What are you talking about? That line was awesome.
What?
That line was so cool.
No.
Right before you're about to kill someone?
No, but she goes, Ray Parker's like even intrigued. He gets a chair and he's sitting down. He's like, what? What's
no, he doesn't. He's floating out in the tornado.
She goes, the same thing that happens to everything else.
But that makes him think like she's going to, not harm him as much.
I thought it was stupid.
That was awesome. Are you kidding me? That was so cool. Same thing that happens to everything else, bitch. Just...
Well, if she would have said bitch, yeah, I think that would have been cool.
Well, I was a child.
We're just so ready for like, oh, this is gonna be good. Same thing that happens to everything else. Oh, well, the writer just took a break.
What did you want her to say? Right now, I want to hear nothing. I want to hear your line.
Maybe just like fuck you, and then she just blows him up. I hate toads.
You want to know what happens when a toad gets struck by lightning?
Bam!
I don't know. I don't watch Discovery Channel.
Or let's find out. Boom! There you go.
That's dumb.
I don't write the films. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you just complain. You complain about them.
It just felt like the guy was like, "Oh, this is good. Oh, I gotta take a break. I don't know how to finish this. Oh shit, we got 5 minutes left. Same thing that happens to everything else. Bam! Pay me."
And they're like, Jeff, that was the greatest fucking line I've ever heard.
Thank you, child, because you were a kid then.
I didn't say it. It was the execs.
Oh gosh, fun stuff. Anything else you want to talk about? Saw in my 6. You liked it, right?
I hate that they keep killing off Ray Parker and stuff in the early 2000s.
Hey, what?
He died in Star Wars.
Oh,
and then he died in X-Men.
Oh yeah.
And then
and his career died.
Yeah, then he made G.I. Joe.
Oh, 1 and 2.
1 and 2. He was Snake Eyes.
Hey, he was the best.
He's probably the only good part of that movie.
Yes, both of them. Yeah,
and The Rock in the second one.
Oh yeah.
And then when Channing Tatum died, I was like, yeah. Kidding.
I was gonna say this. I meant to say it for the beginning. I guess I just thought of it. We were talking about things we recommend people seeing. Do not go see Transformers: The Last Night.
Did you just go see that?
No. I mean, just don't in general see it. I saw it on Amazon Prime. It popped up, and I'm like,
what have I been saying for the past year?
I know, but
I told you not to watch that movie.
But it was free, so
Who
I'm
cares?
like,
no, it's not. You paid a subscription to watch it.
There's other things I paid for. No, I just was like, it's there. Let me just give it 5 minutes.
No.
The last film was a popcorn film. It still sucked, but it was entertaining.
Popcorn kernels in it.
It's a mess. It's really a mess. Like, I was like, wow, I didn't expect this bad.
What are you talking about? That's the only... I had only bad things to say about it.
Mitch saw it, and he's like, I had low expectations. This was as good as the first film. So I wait for you two to debate on that. That'd be really entertaining. So I didn't have the heart to say I didn't like it to him. I didn't even finish it, so it just jumped all over the place. Anthony Hopkins is walking around counting his cash.
Yeah, then he dies.
Just cashed the check.
Doesn't he die?
The check. Yeah, well, I don't know if I got to that part, but I think you told me.
Yeah, he dies. He like gets blown up for whoever cares, for whatever reason. And it's just like, yeah, for like 45 minutes you forget Optimus Prime's in the movie, and then he drops down and you're like, oh my god, I forgot he was here.
Well, how far away is Cybertron? I thought it was this great distance, but it just they make it look like it's just the moon. And back.
I don't give a shit.
And how many films does Cybertron they try to bring it to Earth? I mean, it's just like an old, it's like.
And then part of me is like, where are the people who hated the whole Martha thing in BVS when at the end of last night or whatever, like, it's me, your friend, and Optimus Prime's like, whoa, that shook me out of whatever spell I was under. Hearing Bumblebee's voice, which, by the way, how did that get fixed? How long have you been able to speak?
This whole time.
Seriously. And then he doesn't do it again. But then it's like, oh, the people who care about the Martha, or who are mad about the Martha thing, they weren't at this movie because this movie sucked. Nobody saw this movie.
Say that. They didn't
Nobody
show
saw
up.
this movie.
Which is crazy because the last one made like $1 billion. And you're like, oh, wow. And then I don't even know what the final make of it was. I know it didn't crack $1 billion.
Oh, no. I don't care. Should have annihilated all the humans. That's what I've been saying since like the second movie. I don't care about the human stories with these movies. Show me Transformers fighting Transformers and I'll be like, you got my money. I'll pay $10 to see this.
You paid $10 to see it last night, probably.
No, I didn't. My dad got it from work. And I was like, eh. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, you should take this back to work.
It was on VHS.
Yeah.
That's how cheap it was.
We didn't have enough money for Blu-ray. How much did we get? About -$6. How's that possible?
They put it on HD.
Yeah.
That's what they did. Well, really quickly, I just saw Equalizer 2 over the weekend. Pretty good film. It's kind of a mess, but...
Should have been called Sequelizer.
Yes. Oh, that's good. That's good.
And the next one be Threequalizer.
You seen it?
I thought it was great. It was better than the first one.
Well, the first one centered on just like one story, right? This one's like tons of stories happening.
Not really.
Spoiler, with the old man in the painting, or his wife, or his sister.
Yeah, it's a subplot, but I mean, there was subplots.
There's a lot of subplots.
There were subplots in the first one.
Was there? I only saw it once.
That fat guy who wanted to be a security guard. And you're like, why do I care? And then the prostitute.
Yeah.
Chloe from Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Which I was like, why is she in this movie? Yes, she did start him off on his journey, like killing the Russians and stuff. That villain was actually pretty good in the first one.
I would say the villain in this one, okay, spoiler, it's...
I only liked him more because...
What's his face from...
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, which I think he's a great actor, but I saw it coming a mile away, like, yeah, he's probably the villain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they really tried to hide it that well. I wasn't really surprised, but I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
The action was great. Mm-hmm. I really liked it. I just thought it jumped around a little too much to follow, but I get what it was trying to do, because the original concept is a TV show in the 80s. That's what they did. That's what he did. Like, he made people's lives better. Mm. And I don't know.
I like how they did what Hurricane Heist couldn't do during the whole movie.
I never did see Hurricane Heist.
I didn't either, but like...
That was a good scene though at the end. That was intense.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's crossing this bridge and you can't even see what's on the other side. Yeah. It just looks like it ends in the ocean. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, whoa, what?
And he was on that tower. I'm like, well, someone's going to fall.
Yeah.
And then that wind like blows him back.
Yeah, and he hits his back.
I'm like, oh my god! I thought he died right there. I was like, no, your neck snapped right there. Yeah, I only liked him more because like he was the Viper in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
and there's a part in Equalizer where like I think Denzel like tries to gouge out his eyes.
He gouges one out.
Or yeah, and that's what happens. That's what happens in Game of Thrones. That's how he dies.
Oh, okay.
Except it's way more brutal. Like he faces the Mountain, who's like just that huge bodybuilder dude. gouges out his eyes, and they pop like grapes.
Oh.
And you're like, ooh. But then the mountain crushes his head, and you just... and you're like, oh, cool, man.
Is he coming back?
Ooh, I did hear a really stupid thing. This is about Mission Impossible 6. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. 3, 2, 1. So when Henry Cavill gets the hook in his face at the end and falls down, someone was like, we didn't really see the body, so like he could be coming. I'm like, no, we saw the body hit the rock. Also, we saw the hook go in his face.
Are you kidding?
What is wrong with you?
I thought he lived.
And they were like,
That'd be horrible if they brought him back.
Well, then they were like, he could come back as like a disfigured villain. It's like, no, he couldn't.
Dude, he has no brain.
Yeah, we didn't really see the body. It's like, no, we did. We saw it. But it was weird because I saw Equalizer and Mission Impossible in the same weekend. And
You did?
That's how the villain died in both of them.
Yeah, if anyone says that villain can come back, they're fucking nuts.
Both villains are dead in both of those movies.
He like broke his neck, he sliced the back open, and he kicks him down there. And then the ocean took him away, so maybe he got healed. Yeah. Ooh, it's an Aquaman crossover.
One thing I didn't like was in Equalizer 2 was when I think it was the last guy before... Or no, there were 2 guys left, and then the guy was on the tower. Mm-hmm. But he like slices this dude like 10 different ways.
Oh,
and he like
he's still
slices his
alive.
and then he comes back, he's like, I'm bleeding out. It's like, no, you're dead. You're dead for sure. You're dead already.
Yeah, that was bad.
I was like, ooh, that was weird, but whatever.
Yeah, like I liked the film. It was a little messy for my taste. Like in the beginning, it's just jarring. Going all these like I'd rather they like have these storylines in the beginning than they go concentrate on this bigger storyline involving his past and stuff. Like it didn't feel like it was a big return to his home. You know, I don't know. It's just what I prefer.
Who cares?
But, oh yeah, if you just take it away, it's just an action movie, I guess. But yeah, no, I liked it. I
want to see a team up of him, the accountant, and John Wick.
That'd be something.
Because I think both, like,
that'd be nuts.
My friend and I can't determine whether or not Denzel in The Equalizer is on some sort of the spectrum, like of autism.
Yeah,
and like the accountant, was it just autism he had,
or was it obsessive compulsive or something?
He
had to like blow on his fingers and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, but that might just be, I don't know. But
it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I think a team up of like all 3 of those guys would be insane. It's a wish, but it's whatever.
John Wish. One of the other problems I had was, it's such a cliche. The damn kid was in the safe room. Those guys leave. The bad guys leave. You know, there's that mirror, double-sided mirror. He came close to getting shot. Mm-hmm. So the bad guys leave. It hasn't even been 5 minutes yet. And this kid's just like, I'm just going to come on out.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's the whole dramatic irony. Like, yeah,
I know.
we know that they're going to be there.
It's
but
such a stupid cliche.
He doesn't know this life.
Just to me, it's like, you know what? I just saw a guy point a gun at me. I'm not leaving this room for at least, I'm going to stay the night in here. You know? That's what I would do. But
yeah,
it's just like,
but you know that because you're smarter because you've seen like 1,000 movies like that.
I guess.
Whereas he has probably not.
But in real life, I'm scared shitless, so I would stay in that room probably forever.
Yeah, but he's not scared of anything.
I wouldn't come out till Denzel was right there greeting me with some breakfast.
And even then, I'd be like, how do I know it's you?
It's just like James Bond with Spectre. It's just like at the end where the girl's like, I'm walking away, James. You got to choose. And she's pretty much like, hey, I got to walk away so I can get kidnapped. And then you have to save me. I was like,
yeah,
come on.
I totally remember that.
This has been a fun show.
Yeah.
Been all over the place, but it's okay. One of those shows. No,
a bit of a mess for me.
We covered a lot of topics. So like to remind everyone out there to seek us out on all social media. Listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, Spotify, and fieldofgeeks.com. Check out Steve's comic blog. Really, really good writing he does on comics. And oh, really? That's because he's not here.
Hope you're listening, Steve.
stevescomicblog.com. Go check it out. Also, I have a new podcast I produced with a friend who's a motivational speaker. He does a lot of things. Athlete, trainer, coach, musician. Called The Power of Knowledge with Juan Hooks. Go check it out. It's on Podbean, Facebook, and YouTube right now. And we'll expand that into other platforms eventually. That said, I'm Josh.
I'm Joey.
We'll be back. See ya.
Bye.